Okay, so how do I start? So where to begin off of? Okay. So how do I explain this? So in today's video, not really today's video. I'm totally not vlogging while the sun is blaring in my face like a giant ray of sunlight. Zoe Alvarado, or Zoe. To keep things short and condensed. So Zoe Alvarado. They, I don't know if them, they, whatever, change their pronouns. I'm just gonna call her, she, he, she, her. Okay. So Zoe Bigelow. This particular individual was someone that I dated in high school. From what I can recall, they only had maybe a couple friends from what I can tell. Unlike me, because I was a outcast. Not because I wasn't antisocial or anything, but it was just because I was just, shy back then. I was very nervous and shy around people in general. And at the time I saw a very intellectual, well sociable, well organized, and a well developed, human being, and just someone who really, knows their stuff, who knows their background knowledge, who knows their, pieces of evidence and different things like that. This person was just, at the time intellectually, I was intellectually unable to rival with them. So at the time, this intellectual person was probably, way out of my levels of comprehension, because I was kind of a dumbass back then. But now I feel like I can comprehend the majority of things. How do I put an example? So let's say if someone asks me, hey, who was name 3 people who signed the the Declaration of Independence. Okay, I got you. Here we go. One second. Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and who the hell? And someone's dog is barking in the distance. Anyways, that's what I can think of at the top of my head. So Zoe knew a lot of academical things. Her academical intelligence compared to her emotional intelligence, she was more on the academical side, because dude, that girl was like a living book. And speaking of books, I think she had book fever, or she was obsessed. She was obsessed with reading books, at least from what I can think of. So I mean, yeah. When I compare that to like her emotional intelligence, I realized that her academical intelligence is much more higher than her emotional intelligence. And I'm just thinking about that, man. The only part of the reason why I guess I'm not with that person anymore is because I wanted her to understand more. I wanted her to gain more experience with communicating with partners, and just being able to kind of just comprehend what it feels like to be in a relationship with someone, rather than just playing with their feelings and manipulating them in a way, which was odd. But anyways, so I mean, when we departed ways, I guess she went on a huge emotional roller coaster, making her, seek for, I guess, emotional help. She found a different partner, after me and her broke up. And, you know, this guy that she started dating after me, his name was Defrin. And, you know, she was telling me about it. You know, there were a couple times where she sent me messages about saying, ooh, you know, Defrin's this, you know, perfect guy, and he's, you know, it seems like he's the right one for me because we're the same height. Oh yeah, also, Zoe was relatively short, like 5'1", 5'2". So, I mean, when she proposed, like, her friend, I was just like, dang, why can't I have her as my prom date, you know? Like, someone, you know, looking at least decent. Yeah. And I guess it wasn't right at the time. It wasn't right at the time. So, but things had changed. I had changed into someone who was far better than I guess he was who he was less than. Yeah. So, well, actually, when she proposed a prom date as a friend of me, I guess, genuinely speaking, she, you know, she hooked me up, quote unquote, with a blind date. Her name was Sophia. She was short, exactly the same height as Zoe, the exact same height as Zoe, and I kind of just like, you know, was just like, oh, well, great. I have a little blind date. Well, let's put my skills, my emotional intelligence to the test. And prom day came around. I did everything I could. The person who I was dancing with, I looked over her shoulder, looking at Zoe across from the room, and I guess I just zoned out in that moment. But yeah, yeah.